Hi, I'm Deborah Yedlin, columnist with the Calgary Herald business section. I'm here with my colleague Dan Healing to talk about the week that was in the energy sector. A week where we saw for the third month in a row the S&P TSX energy index actually fall for the month of November. So we've seen huge losses in the energy sector from a market perspective since the oil price started to slide.
Well, it's no surprise that there have been a lot of reactions to a lower oil price, and they've all been in the range of reducing expectations, cutting down capital spending. Canadian Oil Sands came out with a huge cut in its dividend from 35 cents per share per quarter to 20 cents, which is a 43% cut. A low oil price not only affects companies, but also affects market access issues. And what are you seeing there?
It's raised interesting questions with respect to market access. And of course, we know that Premier Jim Prentice was in Ontario this week talking to Premier Wind to discuss the Energy East pipeline and trying to get Ontario to relax its conditions with respect to the pipeline. And what we all have to remember is that oil by rail, which is what a lot of companies have been using to backfill the lack of pipeline access, makes sense at $100 a barrel, but at $65 a barrel, it's a different case entirely. And so that really can squeeze the economics of energy production in Canada if we don't resolve this pipeline issue, both east and west. Dan, you were talking about capital expenditure plans, and one of my questions is, what kind of follow did we see, if any, from the service side of the business this week? Did you hear any announcements from companies?
There are lots of things going on, and the services industry is often the first to be hit if there are reductions in spending plans. And just yesterday, Ensign Energy Services announced that they're going to reduce the number of drilling rigs they're planning to build. They're going to defer 17 drilling rigs, which is a substantial part of their program, just to wait and see what happens next year. It's not just the little guys that are being affected by this. Some big projects, including projects in LNG, surprisingly enough, are being affected.
Yeah, I think that took people by surprise, Dan, but I think what people fail to recognize is that a lot of these LNG projects are tied to the price of oil. And so when prices are high for oil, the economics of those LNG projects looks a whole lot better than it does with a falling LNG price. And when you're looking at a cost issue and the fact that we already are at a transportation disadvantage because of where we are from markets, we really have to make sure those numbers work. And with a falling oil price, obviously Petronas decided that they have to get a little bit more careful on what those numbers will look like. And they could be putting pressure on their suppliers as well to see if they could sharpen their pencils on their quotes. Having said that, this is another shoe that's ready to drop as well. It's not just oil, it's also LNG.
From the Calgary Herald, Deborah Yedlin and Dan Healing, have a good day.
Thanks for watching.